A very good evening to you all. Thank you for joining us for the UBC News Tonight, the 8 o'clock edition. My name is Wadulo Arnold, and without further ado, let's get to look at our headlines and then get straight into the bulletin. In our top stories tonight, President Museveni commends the Catholic Church for community transformation and social development. The Vice President, Jessica Alupo, assures arts teachers of a 25% salary increment starting this financial year. The Bishop of Lira Diocese, Santos Lino Wanok, cautions Christians against the culture of focusing on food, clothing and festivities. And in sports, Kabale Painters FC crowned champions. Welcome, thank you for joining us. We now give you the news in detail. President Yoweri Kaguta Museveni has commended the Catholic Church for its role in community transformation and social development. The message was represented by the State Minister for Youth, Balaam Barugahara, at the official opening of the Butiti Catholic Church in Fort Portal Catholic Diocese. The President praised the commitment and sacrifice in constructing the church, describing it as a sign of spiritual growth and unity. More details in this report.
President Museveni called for unity, hard work and participation in programs that place communities in the money economy. His message was delivered by the State Minister for Youth and Children Affairs, Balaam Barugahara, at the first Sunday after the opening of Butiti Catholic Church in Fort Portal Diocese. He praised the faithful for their commitment and sacrifice in constructing the church. The first Sunday after the official opening was marked by prayers, thanksgiving, and celebrations. The President emphasized that building God's house reflects spiritual maturity, urging Christians to invest in works that glorify God rather than personal gain.
I appreciate all the people who have come here to witness the opening of this church and those that have contributed to this construction. Since the work began, it is a gesture of spiritual maturity when we realize that just as our own houses are honorable built, God's house must also be presentable and well catered for in all aspects. This is one of the greatest and most yielding sacrifice. The Bible says in the book of Matthew, chapter 6, verse 19-20.
He also officially opened Butiti Catholic Church, calling it a symbol of hope, togetherness, and spiritual growth.
Turalizo mgenyi mukuru atayizire soki atusasa kaitwahumura mu mbabazi za Mukama. So hatu asemererwa muno.
The parish priest, Reverend Father Bernard Bitecherezo Atenyi, said the Christians contributed to construction of the church. He appealed to the President for the remaining shilling 600 million to buy seats.
Andi Krokeijo na Bishop akasaba okurora tumalira umurimo guno kuteka mu entebe yorole entebe bikalire hegyo nizo tukozesa entebe zo nikolerwa kisubi kandi buli ntebemo kaba tugibalira aroho zinde bikabisatu ntebemo ne yokura milioni 2.3 nyakuriye nyimeri 12 feet then garukaho milioni 1.8 then endi mitwara milioni emo ni mitwaro asatu hantebe turiko nihera nke 13 twine ntebe ina nizo ziroho no zira 1 2 3 I think 4 3 ntebe ina ezitwine so ntebe zino zikabalirwa milioni rukaga.
Butiti Catholic Church is the biggest in the region, constructed at a cost of 6.2 billion shillings. The opening of Butiti Catholic Church adds to the growing number of religious infrastructures contributing to spiritual nourishment and community development. Jane Nyiramcha reporting for UBC.
Furthermore, in our UBC News tonight, the Prime Minister Robinah Nabbanja has assured the world that Uganda is on the right trajectory in defining her development path. Nabbanja says that Uganda is not merely adopting the digital age of artificial intelligence, but the country is also participating in shaping and positioning her population to compete globally. The Premier in the United States of America on official duties was addressing a conference at Harvard University School of Business.
In my view, Africa must not be passive, bystander. We must insert ourselves strategically into the global value chain. Technology in this new era is not just a tool of convenience. It is an instrument of sovereignty. Across Africa, digital innovation, financial technology, such as fintech, and mobile platforms are transforming economies. Indeed, Africa accounts for over 70% of global mobile money transactions. In Uganda, for example, we are investing deliberately in science, technology, and innovation. At continental level, our efforts are guided by Africa's long-term vision under Agenda 2063, which envisions a prosperous, integrated, and self-reliant continent. This is complemented by the Sustainable Development Goals, which provide a global framework for inclusive and sustainable development. Together with these frameworks, reinforce Africa's commitment to transformation that is both locally driven and globally aligned. Uganda is focusing on addressing critical development bottlenecks, as well as strengthening inter- and intra-Africa trade, alongside promoting peace and security as fundamentals for sustainable development. Regional integration remains Africa's most powerful multiplier. Through the African Continental Free Trade Area, we are transforming Africa from 54 fragmented markets into a single market of over 1.5 billion people. As designed to drive value addition, job creation, and export growth. Complementing this is the Parish development model, which ensures that development reaches the grassroots and that no one is left behind. It is our deliberate effort to translate national growth into household level transformation, hence creating wealth. Therefore, there is need for increased access to affordable power to support industries and protect our environment. Africa's narrative must change. For too long, the continent has been viewed through the lens of risk and aid. Yet, the reality tells a different story. With the youngest population in the world, over 60% under the age of 25, Africa represents the largest emerging workforce globally. Combined with abundant natural resources, growing urban markets, and expanding digital ecosystems, Africa is one of the most compelling long-term investment destinations. Africa will be one of the most developed continents in the world in the near future. For different students.
Because there are
The Vice President Jessica Alupo has assured arts teachers across the country of a 25% salary increment starting this financial year. Alupo says that the increment will be implemented annually until arts teachers' salaries are aligned with those of their science counterparts. More details in this report.
Budo for partnering with us to provide sustainable quality education here in Budo over the years. The NRM government appreciates the Board of Governors and the school management for supporting and implementing government policies as channeled through the Ministry of Education and Sports. Next financial year, government will begin in a phased way to enhance salaries of us teachers as well by 25%. And we shall continue doing it while dialoguing until the time when we shall catch up with the science teachers. We pledge to do the same to the new head teacher for the good of the institution. To the current student size of this institution, please seize the opportunity to learn, grow, and serve. Budo's rich history is a testament to what is possible with dedication and passion. And I would like to emphasize the girl children to excel because the future is bright for both girl children and boy children. Budo has produced presidents like Sir Edward Mutesa II, Uganda's first president, Professor Yusuf Lule, Godfrey Lukongwa Binaisa, Prime Ministers E.G. Dr. Samson Kiseka, Honorable Abraham Maligo, Honorable Kintuku Soke, Professor Apollon Bambi, and countless other politicians who have contributed immensely to the transformation of our country. We cannot forget the contribution of the seasoned ladies from King's College Budo, like Honorable Rhoda Kalema, Justice Letitia Ikonyoko, Justice Julia Sebutinde, and the most important who is present here in 104 years, and many others. Because of time, I cannot name all of them. King's College Budo, a school that has nurtured leaders, innovators and change makers, may it continue to inspire generations. Let us celebrate Budo's past, embrace the present, and shape the future. Congratulations once again on 120 years, and I thank you for your kind attention, and indeed I thank you for inviting me to share this joy of 120 years of King's College Budo. I have said all this for God and my country.
Christians thronged Lira Cathedral in Lira City to commemorate Palm Sunday, marking the start of Holy Week within prayer, reflection, and renewed calls for spiritual focus. The Bishop of Lira Diocese, Santos Lino Wanok, cautioned against the growing culture of focusing on food, clothing, and festivities.
The Mass, led by the Bishop of Lira Diocese, Santos Lino Wanok, saw a packed congregation as believers gathered to honor the triumphant entry of Jesus Christ into Jerusalem. In a vibrant expression of faith, the celebration was filled with uplifting hymns and songs of praises as Christians raised their palm branches high, waving them joyfully in the air. The cathedral echoed with the ululations and spirited singing, capturing the triumphant spirit of Palm Sunday and creating an atmosphere of unity, hope, and celebration among the faithful. Yet, amidst jubilation, a contrasting moment of solemnity unfolded. Some worshippers were seen in deep spiritual reflection as they marked the beginning of the Holy Week, a sacred time calling for repentance, renewal, and a closer walk with God.
We see in it Judas who destroys Jesus for money. How many people in our city here, in our Uganda, because of money, are killing each other?
Beyond the celebration, Bishop Santos were now cautioned against the growing culture of focusing on food, clothing and festivities during Easter at the expense of prayer and spiritual growth.
This is also our temptation. Only busy, looking for food, looking for what to wear, looking for the shelter. Take your time for prayer. Jesus in Gethsemane says, watch and pray, but the disciples sleep. Sometimes you are very shy, you say, no, I cannot disturb the priest. They are very busy. Okay, you go. The priest is not busy. It is you who is busy.
Turning to the youth, the bishop underscored the importance of truth and integrity, reminding them that their actions today will shape their future.
Will we walk with Jesus through this Holy Week and forever? Will Jesus become my Savior? Make an effort. Ask the grace of God that you be converted. Take resolute step to do something. This is what makes our journey together. So don't be afraid.
He also extended a message of hope to those facing trials and challenges, encouraging them to surrender their burdens to God and remain steadfast in prayer. Edulwa, UBC News.
The Speaker of Parliament, Anita Among, has hosted the Emirimor at the close of a 3-day eye camp in Bukedia, organized by the Ruparelia Group. She said that the camp has benefited people from Teso and neighboring regions. More details in this report. We do beg your pardon. We shall bring you that story later on. In more news, the Chief Justice Flavian Zeija has said that the brand new 10-seater motorboat at Kalangala Magistrate area will enable judicial officers reach out to hard-to-reach islands for adjudications. Kalangala district has 84 far apart islands, but judicial officers have been finding it hard to provide judicial services. The Chief Justice, Flavian Zeija, the Principal Judge, Jane Francis Abodo, and other judicial officers launched this new 10-seater boat to help magistrates reach all the islands of Kalangala for local visits.
The Chief Justice Flavian Zeija says the rate of crime in islands is high, and Vuma Islands has police officers who ask for transport from the suspects to be taken to police and to prisons. He says the new motorboat will help the Chief Magistrate courts with transport for locus visits.
For too long, the geographical landscape of our nation, in this case our islands, have presented a formidable barrier to the rule of law. We've heard the cries of our people who have had to travel for long, expensive and often dangerous distances across the water to reach the courtroom. We have also seen a dedication of our judicial officers who have braved these same waters, often in an unreliable transport, to fulfill their constitutional duties. As judiciary, we are committed to ensuring that every Ugandan has easy access to judicial services. Therefore, the launch of this motorboat is not an isolated event. It is backed by a robust legal framework.
The Principal Judge, Jane Francis Abodo, has said the judiciary is committed to ensure that mobile courts reach out to fishermen and in far islands and those on the mainland.
As we have, it is not about the boat. It is not. It's about the people. It's about integrity. It's about the dignity of the people. It's about the people of Kalangala. We want to say that we hear you, that we see you, and that we are really committed to making sure that we fulfill that constitutional mandate to bring justice closer to you. The commitment that actually, as a judiciary, not even distance, not even weather is going to stop us from making sure that we deliver justice to the people, either on the mainland or in the islands.
The Permanent Secretary to the Judiciary, Dr. Pius Bigirimana, promised that the Judiciary will provide fuel to the boats for the magistrates in Kalangala to deliver justice.
My Lord, I have also heard of them talking about fuel for the boat. It's like having a child and you don't give the child milk. That child will not grow. I want to promise on your behalf, and since you are here, I want to tell these people that as we budget and plan, the good thing I will also come with commission planning. This fuel will be put in our planning so that we don't have a boat parked.
Kalangala RDC Fred Bada says Kalangala district has 84 islands, but only 64 are habitable and they are not interconnected. There are many crimes related to illegal fishing, defilement, rape and human trafficking, where young girls who are promised jobs, they end up being dumped in bars to work as prostitutes, and such cases are not taken to courts.
As the people of Kalangala, we are very, very happy for receiving this speedboat for the judiciary, because as you know, we have 84 islands, although about 64 of them are habited. And even on one single island, we have different landing sites which are not interconnected. So interconnectivity is a big issue in this island.
Residents, especially women in Kalangala, say they are sexually assaulted and tortured, but they have not been getting justice and many cases are not properly handled by police.
It's going to help us to reduce costs in during the process of moving from one island to another, which has been costly to some of us.
Story compiled by Namamode Deborah for UBC News.
Christians at St. Apollo Church in Namasuba have marked Palm Sunday, commemorating the triumphant entry of Jesus Christ into Jerusalem. A new parish priest, Reverend Father Lubanga Luvumu, who takes over from Reverend Samuel Kataula, pledged to prioritize church development projects. Details in this report.
Worshippers at St. Apollo Church celebrated the Palm Sunday service as believers took part in prayers and the traditional procession marking the event. The Archdeacon of Mengo, Isaac Membe Chijambo, delivered the episcopal mandate from Bishop Moses Banja, confirming Luvumu's stewardship over the twin churches of St. Apollo and St. Luke.
Ai mukama ulio kusaba kwafe bukora kwafe kuperiori katonda inza byonna agaba ebinungi byonna era ebiramu bwoyo mutukuvu
The appointment has been met with great acclaim. Parish Chairperson Kasozi Samueli lauded the new priest's providential vision, while Grace Naigambi of the Fathers Union hailed the dawn of this new ecclesiastical chapter.
Yemu ku kanisa 12 eziri mu busabadinkoni bwe Mengo era yemu ku kanisa zibagamba ezisinga okuba ez'amaanyi ennya mu busabadinkoni obwo kati nga bwolaba wano bwetolole tuba tulina ekanisa eno nga bwogiraba twazima biseera emabegaawo netandika projekiti y'eddwaliro. Project y'eddwaliro eyo kati tuli ku kizimbe kya myalireena floors biri wansi tuzikozesawo ne paati endala egattako. Mu project tulina okukola twetaaga okumala eddwaliro eryo tukyalina okugoba ekyapa ky'Ennamasuba wano ng'ekkanisa tupulaninga okuzimba ennyumba y'omuweereza n'ennyumba y'omubuulizi naye ate bw'otunuza waliwo plan eri long term songa osobola okutunuzawo n'olaba long term plan eyo ya kalina 2 enemu yerekya ddwaliro endala tujja gitandika ate ewali ennyumba y'omubuulizi eyo naye eri mu plan. Abakristaayo kyenjala basaba mwenna kwe kuwaga Reverand omujja n'amaanyi gonna kubanga atutegeeza nti no yeewaddeyo okugenda mu maaso n'okumaliriza byonna byonna byetukola. Tukyayina ebyokukola bingi nga mbagambye naye nga tujja kuyimirira naye mu mulimu.
Era lunaku lukulu nnyo mu busumba bwaffe kubanga ekisookera ddala lunyweza obuweereza bwe wano we tuli, ate n'ekyokubiri naye aba yeeyama mu lujjudde ebintu byagenda okukola oba okuweereza mu kiseera kye tugenda okubeera naye wano. Twebaza Katonda ng'abakristaayo b'e Namasuba nti ayogedde ku bintu ebiwerako, mulimu okulaakulanya ekifo, mulimu okubuulira enjiri, mulimu okubudaabudda abeetaaga bonna mu by'omwoyo, mulimu ensonga za projects, mulimu okutuukiriza ebyo byonna byalowooza nti bijja kutuyamba. Era naffe ng'abakristaayo tulaba nga eryo ekkanisa gyegenda nayo nti obanga obuulira enjiri naye n'obanga ate ofaayo ne ku bintu ebiyingiza ssente mu kkanisa ebiyimirizaawo ekkanisa. Era tulowooza tulina n'essuubi nti tujja kukolera awamu naye okulaba nga ekisookera ddala kkanisa ya Kristo tugitwala mu maaso. Ekyokubiri nga abaana abato nabo bakwatibwako baleetebwa eri Yesu Kristo n'abavubuka nga bafiibwako. Ate n'ekyokusatu okulaba nga n'ekifo kino kikulankulana kubanga nga bw'olaba waliwo eddwaliro, waliwo n'ebintu ebikolebwawo. Ebintu bikulu nnyo ku bulamu bw'omuntu owa bulijjo. Era tusaba tutambulire wamu naye
abayinza okutuukiriza obuvunaanyizibwa bw'abayitidde.
And in more UBC news, Parliament recently passed the Copyright and Neighbouring Rights Bill 2025 to streamline the creative sector by enhancing regulations on intellectual property rights. The public seems content despite some hiccups, including some players' disorganization. However, it is believed that the initiative could fail if the effective management systems for the creative industry are not well aligned.
Parliament recently passed the Copyright and Neighbouring Rights Amendment Bill 2025. The recording artists celebrated.
But we are thank God that we are in a digital era and we have a digital system organization that is going to be following up, collaborating with the government agencies that is in place, UCC, URSB.
Really big milestone. We really want to thank God. We really want to thank the Parliament. We really need to thank the Member of Parliament who have been a voice to this. And we want to thank every artist who has added a voice and has been so active to reaching this milestone.
It seemed a temporary freedom after a long trial to claim economic rights through royalties over the use of various creatives by different stakeholders.
Because every artist, every creator, whether you're a writer, whether you're an artist, whether you're a comedian, you have a collective management organization.
The amendment was made after the Principal Act could not meet the expectations of the creatives. However, the new legislation could be a solution to avoid a repeat of history.
What is disturbing musicians is administration. The one thing musicians can do, and there is sort of their problem, they need one organization. If government wants to help them, let government recognize that one association.
Uganda's music industry has evolved, and Daniel Kazibwe, alternatively known as Ragadi, has witnessed decades of transformation in the sector and narrates.
It was a race of who is better, Congolese music, South African music. Then it became a race of Uganda, who is better. There was a time of Kadongo Kamu, there was a time of band music, there was a time of raga music, and now there's a time of Nigerian music and music from the world. There's a time of Mapiano, and I mean, it's been growing.
Most players in the creative sector are not business-oriented, but rather respond to trending events.
Ask any artist today which record company is buying their album, which publishing house is buying their album. Now, what happened is because of the, I call it the disruptive innovation, the digital revolution. When the digital came on, the people started getting things for free.
Let us give them a unifying factor, that these musicians are all musicians, that what brings them together, that to be a serious musician, you must make a show. Why? Because the young musicians respect the association. The people who don't respect the associations are the big musicians.
The advancement in technology has been remarkable and embraced by the recording artists. But it came with an open market as the existing legal framework sidelined technological innovations.
The technology was advancing. The real buyers, the casino killers, started pulling out. Why? Because they would do DVDs and put on holograms, and they know that we have sold this number of cartons. Now the tangibility was lost. Now to see your tangible product is lost in the air. Why? People are buying air. People are now believing in streaming than loading or uploading or downloading stuff.
Some of the available structures, including Uganda Registration Services Bureau and Uganda Performing Rights Association, were ineffective in implementing their respective mandates.
I think the first thing is education. We have to, first of all, creatives and artists, they have to be educated on what this law means. Now, once they understand that, they get themselves organized, get an understanding of what it means by copyright law. So that is also very important that it happens. Once that happens, then you can start avoiding some of these setbacks that we're facing.
The initiatives in the Copyright and Neighboring Rights Amendment Bill 2025 cement more powers to ownership of creative content through pricing systems to track third-party users. The copyright management system and the collective management organizations could change the existing narrative.
Even if you play Ugandan music or play Western music, you'll have to pay for the copyright certificate. Why? Everything that you use that is not yours, you should pay for it. So even if you say you're not going to play Ugandan music, the copyright license, you'll pay for it. It's just like the third party. You paid third party for your car. Exactly. When you get accident, who pays?
The stakeholders cite challenges including poor transparency, impunity, and poor coordination among performing artists, which could affect the implementation of the proposed legislation.
Let me give you a live example. The other day, when they were in campaigns, I was seeing them. Kenzo had a team. Bebe Kulu came from, Kenzo was saying that, I want the regional artists to sing. Bebe Kulu said, no, these no artists should sing. He came, he began his things, unstoppable. Now, the same fund are giving them money. You organize the Kenzo and Bebe Kulu. Already, you are killing Kenzos. There is a big boy in the house. There should be no big boy in the house.
The organogram of the creative industry in Uganda is Ministry of Gender and Labor, Uganda National Cultural Center, UNCC, National Culture Forum, then federations and associations.
The need for equitable remuneration for the use of all copyright works will ensure the creative industries remain sustainable drivers of jobs and gross domestic product growth in Uganda. Sectors like telecoms and gadgets sales motivate artists to create more quality works and content. Daniel Mugoya, UBC News.
Thank you very much, Daniel Mugoya, for that in-depth and timely piece. More in our UBC News tonight. Refugee couples in Rhino Camp Settlement and hosts in Arua City are fighting gender-based violence, which they say will help in economic growth of families. With challenges of food in the camps, many refugees cater for their own daily feeding. Let's take a look at the details in this story.
Gender-based violence fuels the food insecurity in homes. A South Sudan refugee, Benjamin Mabe, resident of Village 4 of Omogo Zone in Rhino Camp Settlement, says disunity with his wife caused challenges in providing for their family.
Our relationship was not good. It was a pity, but because at that time we cannot understand ourselves with her.
Meanwhile, Onesta Okuyo, a refugee woman, used to quarrel with her husband whenever he failed to provide for the family.
Sala ku bai, ibai wakunda buri, ngola bai lo bai. Kajuna ku bai dina mindo ile lazima do bai ndo ganda sende tiade na ya denda kwa ngene sala ku bai do medalo bai do piriki ngone. Sala na bazi na nyu stiad.
Australian Development Agency, through Care International in Uganda, funded a 5 years gender equality and resilience project with the aims of averting GBV in families through community sensitization and economic empowerment. Community Empowerment for Rural Development has been implementing the project among refugees and the host community of Terego and Arua City. Richmond Ruamanya, project coordinator for GEAR project at Seford, explains the roles of the project in fighting GBV.
As a project, we want to see that GBV cases are reduced through transforming the negative gender norms around GBV, but also want to see women meaningfully participate in economic activities.
Simon Kemis, a refugee in Omugo, and Emmanuel Adrico, a host community member in Arua City, have fought GBV and poverty in families.
I got a lot of knowledge. So because of that, the community started seeing me. They could come to me and seek for my advice.
But some of them have already learned what we, as being a role model man, are doing in our families.
The Probation and Social Welfare Officer of Arua Central Division, Victoria Adiru, cites a reduction in cases of GBV in Arua Central Division.
We used to receive 10 to 20 cases, but now the number of cases we receive in a day, you find 2 to 5 cases. That is including my office and then police.
Jena Kello in Terego, Hidayah Jaffa and her husband Rashid Jaffa have overcome GBV in their homes.
If that education of GBV cannot come, we will not be able to manage to pay the school fees because misunderstanding among ourselves is great.
Care International Uganda says GBV has affected families because of negative cultural norms and poverty. Joseph Odama, UBC News.
Wobango saba katonda nemmomo gisabiranga kubanga etwadde vani enyiriro kuzama lucky hey lucky
We sat down and asked, what more can we do for the guardians, the parents who take time to pay school fees? Why don't we give them a van? So I officially hand over the keys to this school van to Lucky Kids Academy. We are grateful for everything that you've done for Mama.
We are just lucky, wallahi. We thank you so much for this hand that you've given us, you've stretched towards Lucky Kids and the rest of the schools.
There you go, Lucky Kids Academy here in Puyogere, winning the first van. What do you have to do, Ruth, to win a van courtesy of Momo?
Just pay school fees using Momo app or press *165 *80# pay the school fees, then you stand a chance to win school fees or a school van.
Lucky!
This is Academy Momo!
It's back, bigger, and with more business opportunities. It's the Pearl of Africa Tourism Expo, Poate 2026, Uganda's flagship tourism event. Poate 2026 will take place from the 21st to the 23rd of May 2026 at the Speak Resort Convention Center, Munyonyo, under the theme Wanderlust. It's your time to thrive. Yes, it's your time to tap into Uganda's renewed optimism and tourism growth. Tourism stakeholders, travel trade partners, and tourism enthusiasts will be part of the Poate 2026. Come and network with like-minded people and unlock new business opportunities. To participate, register at www.poate.co.ug. Poate 2026 is brought to you by Uganda Tourism Board and partners.
Step into elegance, step into confidence, step into La Vie Boutique, located at Grand Imperial Hotel, Shop 6 and 8, right behind Bank of Uganda. La Vie Boutique brings you high-class corporate and casual wear for men, from sharp designer suits and crisp shirts to stylish casual t-shirts, tracksuits, shoes and accessories. We've got everything to make you stand out. Call us on 0772 419 181 or 0705 555 558. La Vie Boutique, where class meets style.
Welcome back. You're still watching the UBC News Tonight, broadcasting live from Nile Avenue. We now take you into the world of business. Youth have been challenged to embrace innovation and entrepreneurship in order to take away unemployment and improve the quality of their life. This was echoed by the Executive Director of Action for Health Uganda, Sarah Chintu, at a youth symposium in Kampala.
Health Uganda is a cross-sectional initiative in Mityana and Kasanda districts, empowering rural youth through integrated health, agriculture, water and hygiene interventions. The Team Up Uganda program combines efforts from different organizations.
With 3 German foundations, we thought about how we could have more synergies in the life, really in development of better life conditions of young people in Uganda. Because we were working here on family planning, on prevention of HIV/AIDS, on different topics, and always with a youth focus. And HRNS was also working here, so means we put together our efforts and also all our ideas, because we were convinced that the synergies between the sectors, sexual reproductive health, menstrual hygiene, water access and agriculture for young people is very essential for their livelihoods.
We are a professionalized CSO that manages local technicians to make preventive maintenance of rural water sources. That is mainly hand pumps and also these micro solar pipe systems. So we do continuous training of local technicians and we pay them according to performance.
The program has benefited over 90,000 youth to reduce poverty and improve lives of young women and men through agribusiness support and financial literacy.
They've participated in health, good health practices. They've participated in agribusiness and good and safe water. So one of the things we are doing here, or we are having, is exhibition of the work of the youth in their social enterprises, what they've been doing. We have innovations around health, we have economic empowerment and innovations of businesses around water, safe and clean water, and then agribusiness.
This silage-making business has helped youth earn a living.
These youths have been trained in a number of businesses, and it is upon them to decide which one they see that is viable in their locality. Those ones came up with such a business of silage making because in their locality there are very many cattle keepers, and due to scarcity of land these days, people are fighting for land. They cannot have where to graze their cattle anymore. So these youths came up with that project to start preparing silage, grass that is wasted during rainy seasons, so that it is kept for future use by the farmers.
Such interventions will reduce unemployment rates, create opportunities for rural youth, and equip them with skills.
Nabuin Zono Agricultural Research Institute in Nabilatu district has launched seed distribution to farmer groups and progressive farmers in the 6 districts of Karamoja sub-region. Farmers and leaders say that they have been getting seeds in Mbale and neighboring Kenya. Let's take a look at this story.
Hand over this seed to you.
Francis Odong is progressing farmer in a Kapiripiriti district, but he decries limited access to quality seeds, which always give him low yields.
From area like Mbale and beyond Mbale, but of course, if you look at the area, the ecological area of Karamoja, it is completely different. We plant, and then at the end of the season, you find the seed does not do well.
Nabwin Zonal Agriculture Research Institute in Nabilatuk district has started distributing seeds to progressive farmers and farmer groups.
Initiative that Nabwin Zadi is having in partnership with the Office of the Prime Minister to stimulate seed production, but also increase access to affordable and quality seeds for farmers across Karamoja.
Farmers were also taught better agronomic practices, which is aimed at improved better yields. Dr. Rafael Anthony Jala, head of Crop and Natural Resource Program at Nabwin Zonal Agriculture Research Institute, told UBC that the distribution contains grain gram, maize, beans and sorghum.
All these are quick maturing seeds, narrow gram 2, which is just 56 days. We're giving out beans Nabe 15, which should be about in 2 months, 60 days, it's ready for harvesting. And then we're also giving out narrow sog 2, which is red sorghum and quick maturing, drought tolerant.
The RDC in Kapiripiriti district, Bessie Modesta Jilong, urged farmers to fully utilize seeds.
They are tested, researched and tested, and I think they will be of high yield.
The outgoing Nakapiripiriti district chairperson John Nangiro and district production officer Mark Lolly cite challenges of agricultural inputs.
They have got dealers. We don't have many of the suppliers of seeds who do business relation to seeds here because of the low buying power of the farmers and maybe the costs. If you want.
So sometimes a few people could manage to have to travel as far as Soroti, as far as Bali, which many of farmers could not access. And so this has been a challenge. So people ended up just planting seeds that had been planted before. Therefore, the yields were becoming less and less every time. And this time we are very happy that this program has come supporting the farmer groups to produce quality seeds.
Seed distribution initiative will benefit farmers in Moroto, Abim, Napak, Kotido, Nakapiripiriti and Nabilatu.
In more business news, MTN Uganda has handed over confectionery equipment worth 20 million shillings to Nyenje Voice Saving Association in Mukono district under the third phase of its Change Makers initiative. Let's take a look.
The equipment, including electric mixers and stainless steel working tables, is expected to strengthen baking training and expand income-generating opportunities. The support is part of MTN's broader investment of shillings 500 million in 25 community projects across Uganda, focusing on economic empowerment, education, health, environmental protection, and water and sanitation.
So as MTN Foundation, we chose to work hand in hand with these visionary people who are willing to make a change for their community. So let's come here in another few months and see how many more people will have been impacted. And that is all about creating impact in the lives of people. That's what gives us joy.
Launched 3 years ago, the Change Makers initiative has funded over 50 projects, reaching more than 235,000 beneficiaries nationwide.
We've received the equipment and we are very happy. It's very good for us. We've come from firewood, now electric oven. Our production is going to be on quality. Together we are unstoppable. When we get partners like MTN, we call upon all other corporate organizations to come and give a hand. So we need our people. And my 5 years are going to be full of skilling. Because when you skill someone, you empower them, they get their dignity back, they get income, it's sustainable, we will no longer have a dependency issue.
Local leaders said the intervention will enhance skills development and enterprise growth, while the beneficiary group noted it will improve training capacity, production and incomes for its 100 members, with the plans to expand enrollment. Amwai Vanjuko and John Barnes Sentamu for UBC.
Still in business, government has reaffirmed commitment to support the Africa Coffee Park factory in Ntungamo district. The State Minister for Finance, Henry Musasizi, says the move will promote value addition, industrial growth and local brand development. Let's take a look at these details.
The Minister of State for Finance, Honorable Henry Musasizi, revealed that government proposes to allocate adequate funding this financial year to bolster the coffee park. He noted the initiative aligns with the President's vision of job creation and strengthening export potential.
I think this is you are bringing patriotism in coffee, so that we must internally appreciate coffee, so that we are able to market it. So we have supported this project over time in terms of electricity, in terms of the infrastructure in this place, in terms of the technology in this place that you see here. The government has been supporting Aspire Coffee.
Parliament is also throwing its weight behind the project. Honorable Amos Kankunda, chairperson of the Finance Committee, pledged legislative support to ensure local industries compete globally.
The President has been able to show us the strategic direction and also been able to drum us to rally behind this, support our people. So I want to thank you, Nelson. Thank you for this vision, and also to assure you as Parliament that we are looking at how we can support these local brands through the value addition and ATMs, so that we're able to have the tenfold growth that the President and the leadership of this country is calling us to support.
Inspire Africa Group CEO Nelson Tugume thanked the President for this support, but highlighted critical hurdles.
Very good, exciting ideas that have come across, and also appreciating what we've been able to take the next step in value addition space. This bold step that we've done, supported by government, by His Excellency the President of the Republic of Uganda, and even having even other part of the executive of this Republic of Uganda come and appreciate, is what makes us firm to know that we're continuing to really add value.
Once fully operational, the African Coffee Park is expected to significantly increase Uganda's coffee export earnings and industrial footprint.
Wobango saba katonda nemmomo gisabiranga kubanga etwadde vani enyiriro kuzama lucky hey lucky
We sat down and asked, what more can we do for the guardians, the parents who take time to pay school fees? Why don't we give them a van? So I officially hand over the keys to this school van to Lucky Kids Academy. We are grateful for everything that you've done for Mama.
We are just lucky, wallahi. We thank you so much for this hand that you've given us. You've stretched towards Lucky Kids and the rest of the schools.
There you go, Lucky Kids Academy here in Puerto Rico, winning the first van. What do you have to do, Ruth, to win a van courtesy of Momo?
Just pay school fees using Momo app or press star 165 star 80 hash. Pay the school fees, then you stand a chance to win school fees or a school van.
Lucky!
This is Academy Momo!
Are you looking for a home away from home? Then this is the place for you. My name is Chini Kaji, and welcome to Hotel Le Confidential. With 84 comfortable rooms where you can relax and feel safe. Each room has a lovely view of green vegetation, Wi-Fi, air conditioning, and a tasty breakfast.
Children can have fun at our kids' water park and our kids' play area. You can also enjoy our world-class health club, spa, sauna, gym, boutique, and sky blue swimming pool.
Thank you for choosing Hotel Confidential, where every stay is unforgettable. Come and stay in comfort, right at home, today, tomorrow, and always.
Welcome back, and we now take you into the world of sports. The finals of the Plascon Painters Cup took center stage at the Ham Stadium in downtown Kampala, where Chigezi Painters defeated Masindi Painters Football Club in a penalty shootout. The two sides played to a 1-1 draw in regular time before Kigezi Painters emerged victorious in the decisive sport kicks. Beyond nurturing talent, the 6th edition of the competition, which attracted 32 teams from across the country, aimed at uniting painters under a common goal. These are the highlights.
Here at Ham's Natural Stadium for our final, the Kasai Plascon Painters Football Tournament, which has been a very grueling tournament comprising of 32 teams. We have had the Cavalry take the day, beating Masindi 5-4 the penalty stage. This is one of the activities that Plascon carries out with the painters, who are one of their major channel partners. We carry out a lot of programs to empower painters. We are more known for skilling painters through the painters training programs. We are also more known for helping with their development by supporting their cooperatives or circles. But other than that, we are also keen at their recreation as well as talent development. That's why we have this tournament. So this tournament is played all over the country. We had 32 teams from all over the country until this stage, the final stage, when we had 2 teams, Cavalry and Masindi Tasoita displayed. So that's why we are very happy with this tournament.
And in more, for the second year in succession, Seroma Christian High School has emerged as a victor of the Uganda Aquatic Secondary School Swimming Gala. Details in this report.
15 secondary schools participated in this year's edition of the Uganda Aquatic Secondary School Swim Meet, which took place at the Green Hill Academy Swimming Pool in Kibuli on Saturday. The 11th edition had 3 age categories, including 12 to 14, 15 to 16, and 17 and over, competing for top honors in the 50 and the 100-meter sprint races, as well as the 200 meters individual medley hybrid race.
The purpose of this event, first of all, is to encourage athletes who are in the secondary school system also have an opportunity to participate, to swim.
Sango Chigundu, Nathan Sereko, and Zara Mbanga were among the individual stars that shone. Athletes stated why this meet was important.
And it's good to see the competition. There's a lot of competition and it was good racing today.
This gala has been entertaining for the female athletes. It showed most of us where we are and what we need to improve on.
I think this gala is really important because it inspires younger children to learn new things from watching older children.
And I feel like you shouldn't take opportunities like this for granted because galas, they're only like very so often.
Seroma Christian High School reclaimed the trophy they first won a year ago in Nabu Mali, amassing a total of 1,800 points, ahead of Aga Khan High School and British School of Kampala.
It has been quite a cumbersome journey, but we want to thank the Lord because it has been all by His might. I want to thank the coaches and the team itself for the hard work they have put in all this time, for the sacrifices they have made, for the administration that has continued to facilitate all our programs throughout the training sessions, and most importantly, to the people that encourage us to swim or to participate in these games every now and then.
Mashamira Victor, BBC News.
And that brings us to the end of our UBC News Tonight, the 8 o'clock edition. My name is Wadulo Arnold Mark, and I'm styled by La Vie Boutique, located on Grand Imperial Hotel, Shop 6 and 8, right behind Bank of Uganda. See you at 10 p.m.
UBC, inspiring Uganda.
Uganda Health Professions Assessment